Hey guys, hello and welcome to yet another amazing episode of In Spirit. I'm Helen, your host for today's episode. The guest for today's episode is Mr. Shihab Makaniyil. He's the CEO and founder of ShopDoc, which is a startup that provides a platform for bringing healthcare providers together to help 1 billion plus people for their end-to-end healthcare needs. He is also the founding trustee, which has a state-of-the-art kidney dialysis center exclusively for the financially underprivileged patients from the local rural communities. Thank you, Shihab, for taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Yeah, hi Helen. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
So, what does women empowerment mean?
Women empowerment is nothing but empowering women or creating opportunities for women in all aspects of life so that they can achieve and accomplish their dreams and goals. So, in short, it's a process of making women power socially, economically, politically, and even emotionally.
Yes. She Can is one of the main initiatives taken by ShopDoc in association with Kerala Startup Mission. Please tell us more about it.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So Shikan is one of our main social initiatives. Thankfully, it's been endorsed and backed by Kerala Startup Mission. We train them in various aspects of business, starting a business, running a business, such as ideating or even in sales, digital marketing, customer service, business operations, basic accounting, managerial accounting, communications, team communication, corporate communications, leadership skills, soft skills. Nowadays there are a lot of graduates coming out from the universities and colleges, and most of them lack the talent or skill set for employment purpose. So we equip them, we upskill them. As a startup business, we learn from them. I personally learn. I personally get inspired. The idea of She Can came to me. I was an expatriate for about 17 years, and when I returned home last year from overseas with an intention of starting up my company, and I noticed that during that time, many young women in my own village, my own neighborhood, in my own family, coming up with entrepreneurial ideas and starting their own business, especially after the first lockdown or during the lockdown. My niece Shadia, she's just 16 and she's got a henna design and supply business. She inspires me. I got amused, I got surprised by her enthusiasm. And like Shadia, there are a lot of young women in my own village who do not have opportunity who do not get a platform to showcase their opportunity or center to upskill their sort of whatever skills they possess. She Can is a right platform, and it's a 90 days program. We welcome all women, no matter which discipline of the education, engineering graduates, we even have 18 or 19 years old young woman who just started college. When I look back, in my family, my mother, some 43 years ago, 44 years ago, was first woman in a tiny backwater island surrounded by backwater. It's a small hamlet to pass SSLC. So back then, she didn't have anyone to empower, to give her guidance, as she belonged to a conservative Muslim family. So she could have achieved a lot more in her life if she was given the right opportunity. So She Can is something to make a lot of women so that they all can unitedly say that we can. So that's the program is all about.
She Can is doing a great job. How one can contribute to women empowerment?
Thanks for asking this. See, lately on the clubhouse, I've been part of many discussions, not only on the clubhouse and in general, a lot has been talked about women empowerment by government agencies, NGOs, large corporations, even so-called feminists who claim to be feminists, who claim to argue about women's rights. So anyway, how much of those talks and how much of those conversations and discourse and debates have actually been translated into action by each individual who sort of listened to it, who sort of inspired or encouraged by it? The sad answer is not that much. That's a fact. So in my experience, to contribute for women empowerment is it's simple. It's just look around in your own house. You have some women in your house, be your mother, sister, wife, daughters. Allow them, encourage them to achieve their ambitions. Understand them, value them, recognize them, create opportunities to pursue their dreams and to achieve their maximum potential. Recognize and value their contribution. Don't deprive them, okay, just because they are human. So that's it. It's simple. At your own house, start from there. Create opportunities. Allow your woman to succeed or pursue their dreams. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, what measures can be taken to uplift women in society?
Okay, as I said just now, it begins from home. You don't have to be a political leader or business leader or start a founder. Everyone has collective responsibility when it comes to uplifting women because they've been deprived from a lot of opportunities. So we need to uplift them to a certain level that they can match up with everyone. As an ordinary citizen, we can vote people in power who sort of pro women empowerment policies, and collectively we can pressure for policymakers, lawmakers. Yeah, and in an organization, in the companies, we can sort of implement workplace where women can thrive and they can comfortably work, introduce programs and events to support women in general. This is all what we can do to uplift women in society.
Okay. So, what is mental health?
I look at mental health in I can use an analogy. So mental health is just like software, and physical health is like hardware. So mental health is mostly hidden. If you look at your mobile phone, if your phone gets scratched or it's fallen off or your screen is broken, so that's visible, that's tangible. You're ready to sort of easily, you can understand the problem and you can replace it, and you are more concerned about that problem. But when it has some small minor software issues, you sort of overlook it. You don't care much unless it is completely stops. This is how I define mental health in my language.
Okay. How to take care of one's physical and mental health during COVID-19 pandemic?
I'm not doing that great in terms of both physical and mental health, especially after the second lockdown. And physical, I've been inactive and I didn't do much physical activities. So I should have been doing. Mental health, talk to people, talk to your friends, colleagues, and network. Most people who are suffering from mental health illnesses, they don't really seek mental health support. It's accessible. Even ShopDoc has many mental health practitioners on board with us. So it's really, really important whenever you feel low or in the sense you have that chronic sort of loneliness or depression and anxiety, you should definitely take help from the experts. You probably need some counseling. I request everyone who listen to this, if you have any issues when it comes to your mental health well-being, so seek support, seek help. Sometimes your friends are not good enough to support you. You need professional help. So go seek it. Don't be shy. Just go reach out, or you can get so many platforms and apps where you could speak to mental health practitioners, experts who support you.
Okay. You OK is another great initiative by ShopDoc. Please tell us more about it.
See, you okay is like you asking someone, are you all right? Are you okay? See, we don't, especially after the COVID, we don't really know what other person is going through unless until we are so close to them. So it's great to ask. It's so easy to ask, are you all right? It's a campaign for mental health awareness and supporting people who are in need of mental health services. So it's gonna be officially kicked off next month because of July, and we'll have multiple mental health and happiness managers uh, in order to support wider community, and we'll reach out to organizations, corporations, NGOs. We'll work along with partner with these large organizations and many education institutions, even for the children who, because of lockdown, they couldn't attend schools physically past 2 years almost, and missing that interaction that is very important part of intellectual development in a child's cognitive side of it. So that is missing. A lot of kids are suffering from some sort of illness, mental health, which people don't really know about it much. So we, through this UOK program, we will reach out to the people, and we'll have hundreds of mental health practitioners, certified practitioners on board with us. So what's that? It's going to be a nationwide campaign.
Yeah, I'm sure that it will be helpful for so many young people out there. So, what is a
Okay.
startup and how do startups work?
ShopDoc is my first startup. See, before that, I was 10 years, I was an employee for various organizations responsible for large workforce and their businesses. I was an employer, I was running businesses. So before I started ShopDoc, I was planning. In fact, I actually invested my time and energy and some money towards setting up a smart clinic, mobile care. It's called mobile care. But instead, I started ShopDoc. Now, within a span of 8 months, we have around 1,200 doctors and 100 plus hospitals on our platform, and a large number of people are using, not only from India, from overseas. So the mobile care smart clinic is a small business, and ShopDoc is a startup. So I didn't actually start mobile care. Had I started, I could only serve a small area, a small number of people. With ShopDoc, I'm able to serve thousands of people and have over 1,000 doctors on board. If I had started mobile care smart clinic, I would only have 2 or 3 doctors. So that is the difference. Startup is all about scaling a business, huge potential. If you look at its potential, its scalability, you can clearly distinguish what is a startup. A startup doesn't necessarily have to be technology startup or software startup, but if it has a potential to grow rapidly in a short period of time, create a lot of employment, and it has a growth potential, that is startup. That is why I understood, because I'm new to startup, the whole startup ecosystem.
Yeah, it was a great explanation about startups. What were the things along the way from just having an idea to really succeeding?
Even before I started ShopDoc, I've been in the healthcare sector. I've been part of healthcare sector in a different way. Like I spent about 15 years in a particular industry called eye care or vision care. That is also a part of healthcare. So I've been part of this healthcare, even though I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. I had an intention to help people using leveraging the technology to sort of to get the best health. See, since I lived almost 17 years out of the country, so I was exposed to the modernity when it comes to healthcare in other parts of the world, and what we lack when it comes to healthcare in India. So I know the gap. I know how much backward we are. So, but we got great advantage being a country with a lot of youngsters who are good at technology, can build great products. More than the ideas, I knew that if I build these products, a lot of people would be subscribing to these services and accessing health services through these products.
So, what do you see are the principal risks to the startups?
See, startup is not meant for everyone. Even if you're really great at building products and writing codes, you need a great team to back it up. For example, you need a right mix of people who design product, build product, sell and market it, and retain the customers, serve the customers, innovate, continuously innovate the products and offerings. Starting up and succeeding, it's a long journey. If you get a job in government, you have a you have a certainty that you know that you can calculate how much salary you're gonna draw 10 years down the line, because there is a certainty you can calculate that. But when it comes to startup, there is no certainty, there is no guarantee. You need to learn to face the uncertainty. It's easy to sort of get carried away or lose the interest, enthusiasm as started, then you lose the game. So the principal risk is, of course, not having a right team together, and the temperament to or the persistence or to continue with that mission, and of course the inability to sort of embrace the uncertainty. Yes.
So, tell us what motivates you and who is your role model?
I can't really name one role model. When we get up in the morning, I get a feeling that, see, whatever I'm doing now could impact someone's life or someone's family's life, all those sort of things. And yeah, that motivates me, because I'm working in the healthcare, so I can relate, I can feel when help is delivered. That actually motivates me, and I don't have I can't name a single role model.
Yeah, it really motivated us also. What was your biggest customer success? The one you are most proud of and remember the most?
We have two types of customers. One is the hospitals and doctors, and we also have the consumers as the patients. So we serve both segments. There are many patients contacted us after we delivered our services. I'm really proud, and all my team equally proud of what we're doing. You're touching someone's life with your care, and in fact, we have a patient care department. Even though we are small, the way we function is not a normal startup or normal.
So, yeah, it is really happy to know that there are a lot of successful services by ShopDoc. What is the lesson that you think is most important for a new entrepreneur to learn and why?
Purpose. Why are you doing this? In startup, we are actually solving some problems. Why are we solving? And if we solve that problem, who are benefiting from it? And what value we are creating to those customers or the users? So you look that, we all should look that, what impact we, our products have in them, and how much employment opportunities can we create through our products or through our startups. And look at these factors, and this will motivate you, this will encourage you, and this will get you going. Don't just look at the growth, success, or the financial part of it. Just look the problem and solution, and the people who are going to benefit from it, and the value you create, the employment you generate for the community, and what contribution you bring, the contribution for the economy. All these factors are important. Don't do startup just because you want to get rich. No. So you do something else for that. Do startup for the purpose of doing it, creating values and solving problems and helping community. This is the most important lesson. This is why I'm doing it. This is why we as a ShopDoc here serve the people and local communities and serve societies to make sure the better healthcare is delivered as quickly as possible, as many as people as possible, in a very cost-effective sort of affordable healthcare. Yes, that's all I can say. The lesson. So, and one thing is more important, like I mentioned earlier, you should have the capacity to sort of unlearn things which you learned before and relearn continuously, upskill yourself. You should also be able to sort of embrace the uncertainty. Nothing is certain in startup journey. Okay, every day you get challenges. It is not just one particular problem you're solving. Every day you're solving multiple problems. So you multiply that. So in a year, if you look, so it's like thousands of problems you're solving in a year. So to solve a larger issue, a larger problem, a bigger problem, along the way you're solving thousands of problems. So you can't enjoy sometimes. Startup is not that as fancy as it looks from outside. Even working for startup requires same sort of energy and commitment, engagement, competitiveness.
Yeah, it was really a great message for all new entrepreneurs out there. We have come to the end of this amazing episode. Thank you, Shihab, for sharing your valuable time and knowledge with us. It was a great pleasure to talking to you. Your insights were truly helpful. On behalf of IEDC Bootcamp College of Engineering, Chenganur, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and also wishing you all the very best for your future endeavors.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much, Helen. It's been nice. It's been nice talking and sharing my thoughts and ideas and my experience. And I hope this can be helpful for some of the student communities or students in your college. So I wish you all the best personally, and I wish you all the best, rest of your team members, whoever you are. Thank you very much.